I've never really believed in the whole supernatural thing. Ghost stories, urban legends, all of it felt like cheap thrills for people who wanted to be scared. That's probably why Connor and I became such good friends. See, Connor's the kind of guy who eats that stuff up. He's always the first to bring up some creepy Reddit post or talk about his cousin's haunted basement. Me, I just laugh it off. We've been like that since grade 9. Total opposites, but somehow it just works. So when both of our parents planned a joint vacation over reading week and asked us to house sit together, it felt like the perfect setup. No school, no rules, no parents, just junk food, bad movies, and a whole week spent doing nothing. The only thing they warned us about was the storm. You boys keep an eye on the weather, my mom said. The power might go out. I didn't really think much of it at the time, just typical October stuff. But that was before we started hearing the rumors at school. Whispers about a TV show. One that only airs at 1:30 a.m. A show you're never supposed to watch, because if you do, well, we'll get into that. Our parents left that Sunday morning, suitcase in the trunk, and the whole "we trust you boys, don't burn down the house" speech. As soon as they pulled out of the driveway, it hit us. We had the place completely to ourselves. The first couple of days were honestly great. We ordered way too much pizza, stayed up stupid late playing video games, and I finally got to absolutely destroy Connor at ping pong. He tries, I'll give him that, but he's all talk. Coordination, not really his strong point. We were just being dumb, making bad jokes, eating junk, yelling over horror games. It seemed like the week would be easy, chill, and normal. Just a few days in, I could tell Connor was already thinking about spooky stuff. He brought it up the night while we were chilling in the basement. His eyes lit up and I could tell exactly where he was going with it. You ever heard about that guy who saw a shadow person in the mirror? Or the guy's friend who turned into a skinwalker on a camping trip? Or what about the guy who gets possessed by a Ouija board and starts tormenting his younger brother? I just rolled my eyes. Bro, you really need to stop living on r/no sleep. He laughed it off, but I could tell he wasn't joking. That's the thing with Connor. He believes this stuff, like, fully. Eventually I agreed to put something scary on, but Netflix? Dry. Hulu? Nothing. Even Shudder was mid. We had already seen the popular horror movies. So we did something that nobody really does anymore, and we flipped on cable. Just started channel surfing. We were about ready to give up and pick a random slasher when we landed on something. It was weird. No title, no channel logo, just static at first, and then a black screen. Then it flickered. White text. 1:29 a.m. And Connor, I swear to God, he just froze. Didn't say a word, he didn't even blink. He just stared at the screen like he'd seen a ghost. And that's when I remembered. That stupid rumor people had been whispering about all week at school. The death show, or whatever they were calling it. I looked at Connor. He was just staring at the screen, dead quiet. And I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. Bro, no way. No freaking way this is actually it. Connor didn't laugh, he just looked at me, real slow. You don't think it's actually like, this can't really be it, right? I shrugged. I mean, what, are you scared? It's probably just one of those art film things, I said. You know, like weird horror that makes no sense. Let's just watch it. An excited smile spread across his face. The screen flickered again, and then finally something started playing. A low hum. Then the image came in. At first it looked like old footage, VHS quality, kind of grainy, like it had been copied 1,000 times. And then a figure appeared. It was a man, or at least it looked like a man, wearing this dusty, oversized suit, like something from the 70s. He had long curly black hair down to his shoulders. His smile was stretched just a little too wide, like it hurt to hold. And he just stood there, staring straight into the camera. Then, in this weird echoey voice, he said, "Welcome, contestants." The camera panned over a pretty stale audience with an obvious clapping track in the background. I looked at Connor. What the hell is this? His eyes were wide and just glued to the screen. The host kept talking, but the audio was terrible. It sounded warped, like it was being played backwards and forward at the same time or something. Every few words were swallowed by static. Basically, it seemed to be a game show from the 70s where contestants would be called up, could play a game, trivia, spin the wheel, etc., and win prizes. But it was hard to make out exactly what the hell was going on with all the static and strange cutscenes. Then the screen glitched again. And we saw a cliff, like in the middle of the woods. Sunlight, birds chirping, totally normal but out of place. But then, snap. Cut to a river. The water was dark and there was something red swirling in it. The background noise got louder, like this high-pitched ringing, layered under the host's voice, which was now just mumbling. Then, another quick flash. Less than a second. A face. Blurry, but way too close to the camera. Eyes wide open. Mouth hanging. It was gone before we could even react. I sat up straight. Okay, what the hell is this? Connor was pale. He didn't blink. I don't think this is a show, man. And deep down, even though I was trying to keep it cool, I was a little creeped out. After a minute, Connor grabbed the remote and switched off the TV. The screen went black, and for a few seconds we just sat there in silence. Then I laughed, nervous but trying to brush it off. Alright, enough of the freaky Channel Zero nonsense. Let's shoot some zombies. The Xbox came to life, and I swear, just the menu sound was a relief. Something about hearing that familiar ding, it made things feel a bit normal again. We started joking around, trash talking, and it was like that weird show had just been a weird glitch and nothing more. We loaded into a co-op match, and right away I was back in my element. Connor, cover left. No, dude, your other left. I am, bro. I literally just saved your ass. Do your job. You shot one zombie, big guy. Relax. We were yelling, cracking jokes, just being idiots again. Connor was getting into it too, the kind of fake confidence he always gets when he's playing like trash. You're only better at this game because you have no life, he said. I grinned. And yet, here you are, dying right next to me. And then the screen glitched. Just the flicker, really fast, like a frame or two. Connor paused. Did you see that? Probably just the HDMI again, I said. It had done that before, just a cheap cable I should have replaced months ago. I got up and walked over to the TV, crouched down behind it. That's what I get for buying the $7 one off of Amazon, I muttered. I jiggled the cable a bit, unplugged it, plugged it back in, and when I stood up, the screen was no longer paused on the game. It was black. The moment the screen flipped back on, everything in the room changed. Neither of us said a word. I stayed standing near the TV, one hand still on the HDMI cable. Connor sat on the couch, controller in his lap, not even looking at me, just staring ahead. There was no pause menu music now, no game. Just that low humming sound from before. Like an old speaker left on with nothing plugged in. I could feel it vibrating in my chest. I looked back at Connor. His knees were pulled in a little tighter, eyes wide, jaw tense. His face had that weird look, like he was trying really hard not to show that he was freaked out. He looked at me, and for a second, he looked truly terrified. A look I had only ever seen from him once before. Like he needed to say something, but he couldn't. I knew what was playing on the TV, but I hadn't looked at it yet. I really didn't want to, but of course I did, slowly. The screen was no longer black, and the uncanny host that was there before was gone. Now it showed something else. A river, maybe, but with static it was hard to tell. Then the static started to dissipate. As the last of the distortion cleared, the river water turned bright red this time, and my eyes focused onto something floating in it. I didn't say anything, neither did Connor. We just stood there, locked in place. That thing in the water, the way it floated, I knew it wasn't just part of the show. It was meant for us. Meant for us to see. And then, without warning, the TV, the Xbox, the basement lights, gone. The room dropped into complete darkness, and just like that, the house went completely silent. Connor whispered, did the storm hit? But I didn't answer. I was listening, because something didn't feel right. And then we heard it, that unmistakable sound. The sliding glass door in the kitchen, opening, slow and deliberate. Someone really didn't care if they were heard. And then...
Welcome back, contestants.